Very good morning to one and all. Again, we are going to talk about the basic electrical and electronics engineering, Unit 3. This is Dr. B. Santana Krishnan, Associate Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Bodi Naiknur. And the slides are prepared by myself and Dr. B. Paramasivam, Associate Professor, and Dr. S. Ramesh Kumar. Today, we are going to discuss about the Unit 3 electrical machines. Electrical machines are very important of any electrical engineering. So electrical machines are core subject of electrical engineering. So we are going to discuss about the what is called electrical machines. So electrical machines, classification of electrical machines. Electrical machine classified into static electrical machine, a rotating electrical machine. Static electrical machine generally called as a transformer, and rotating electrical machine is further classified into DC machine, direct current machine, and AC alternating current machine. Then the direct current machines are classified into DC generator, DC motor. Similarly, the AC machines are classified into synchronous machine as asynchronous machine. Then the synchronous machine is classified into synchronous generator, synchronous motor. Then the synchronous generator classified into single phase and three phase. Synchronous motor is classified into single phase and three phase. Similarly, asynchronous motor is the induction motor. It is also classified into single phase and three phase induction motor. Now, classification of electrical machines. Then another important, it's already we have seen clearly about the classification of electrical machine. So electrical machines are, we are talking about the rotating machine. So the rotating machine is classified into DC machine, AC machine. Then the DC machine is classified DC generator and DC motor. The AC machine is classified into synchronous motor and asynchronous motor. And previous slide we have discussed about all these things in previously. And this slide, this presentation, we are going to talk about the rotating machine. Rotating electrical machine. So first we go for DC electrical machine, DC machines. Basically DC machine divided into two parts. One is called DC generator and DC motor. There are two types of generator. One is AC generator and other is DC generator. Whatever may be the type of generator, it always convert mechanical power to electrical power. So the generator is used to convert the mechanical power to electrical power. That is the function of the generator. Then we go for and similarly, there are two types of motor. This is AC motor and DC motor. It is an electromechanical device that converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. In generator, they convert the mechanical energy to electrical energy. The motors convert the electrical energy to mechanical energy. Generator is based on the fundamental principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Generator works in the principles of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So generator is based on the fundamental law of electromagnetic induction. According to this law, when a conductor moves in a magnetic field, it carries the magnetic line force, due to which an EMF is induced in the conductor. The magnitude of this inductor EMF depends upon the rate of change of flux or magnetic line force linkage with the conductor. So hence, the most basic two essential part of a generator are a magnetic field and the conductor which moves inside the magnetic field. Here N here N and S, north and south poles are produce a magnetic flux, and ABCD shows the conductor. You can see here N and S are the magnetic north and south pole of the magnetic, and ABCD is the induced electrical conductor. You can see the black diagram is the direction of flux, and the red line is direction of induced current. Less than is direction of induced current. So this is the generator principle. You can see, you can able to generate the position of the conductor varies. You can generate the sinusoidal waveform. You can see the A, B, C, D, A. Again, one full cycle is completed. So we can generate the corresponding AC waveform. You can see here. The sinusoidal waveform is obtained based on the position of the conductor placed between the magnetic field. So the DC generator, the nature of the index EMF in the DC generator is always in AC alternating nature. With the help of the commutator, this induced the AC nature EMF is converted to DC. So whatever is generated by the DC generator is AC. Only using the commutator only we can convert the AC into DC. You can see here now the sinusoidal waveform is converted as a pulsating DC. You can see the diagram, pulsating DC. Then this is the diagram shows the Faraday's right hand rule. The direction of induced current in the conductor DC generator determine the Fleming right hand rule. You can see here Fleming right hand rule. The upper thumb is used for generating the current. The middle finger is used to direction of current flow, and the index finger used direction of magnetic field. So the direction of force is applied. You can see the all are indicated by the arrow diagram. If I'm using the Fleming right hand rule, we can able to generate the EMF in the DC generator. So this is the cross-sectional part of the cross-sectional part of the DC generator, consisting of armature, rotor. There is a magnetic pole, north and south pole. You can see here. Then there is a split ring is present in this. This is the cross-sectional view of the DC generator. Now we can go for the DC motor. This is the DC motor, direct current motor. Works in the principle when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a torque. And has a tendency to move. This is known as motoring action. If the direction of electric current in the wire is reversed, the direction of rotation also reversed. So based on the flow of current, the rotation of the motor going to be vary, whether it is in a clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. You can see the working diagram of the motor. You can see here magnetic between the magnetic field. There is a conductor is placed in the magnetic field. Is automatically starts token based on the supply is given. If the supply is positive, it start rotating in anti-clockwise direction. If the supply is negative, from negative to positive, the conductor rotates in the clockwise direction. You can see the from the diagram you can easily understand. So when magnetic field and electric interact by the produce a mechanical force, and based on the working principle of DC motor established, the direction of rotation of this motor given by Fleming left hand rule. You can see in generator it's a Fleming right hand rule. In motor it is a Fleming right hand rule. You can see here the thumb finger is give the direction of force. The middle finger shows the direction of current, and the index finger shows the magnetic field. Then the current passing through the conductor. You can see here based on the Fleming left hand rule, the electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. The direction of flow of rotation based on the supply given to the corresponding conductor. So this is the force is explained the DC machine is determined by F equal to BIL, where B equal to flux density, I is the current flowing to the conductor, L is the length of the conductor. Concession with the wires a DC motor is exactly similar to the DC generator, but electrically it is just the opposite. Just opposite means generator is convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy, motor is converted the electrical energy into mechanical energy. Construction wise both are same, but the operation wise is both exactly opposite with each other. Then the DC machine fundamentals. Generator action, the EMF is induced in a conductor if moved through the magnetic field. For motor action, a force is induced in a conductor that has a current going through it and placed in a magnetic field. Any DC machine can act as a generator or a motor. Any DC machine can act as either as a generator or a motor. So this is a DC generator fundamental. E equal to VBI. E is induced voltage, V is the velocity of the conductor, B is the flux density, and I is the length L is the length of the conductor. So E equal to BLV sine alpha and cos beta. Alpha is nothing but angle between the direction in which the conductor is moving in the flux is if the flux is acting. Beta is the smallest possible angle the conductor makes with the direction of the vector product V into B, and for the maximum induction beta is going to be 0, hence E equal to BLV the most cases. V and B is indicate the direction of the current flow of the conductor or the polarity of the EMF. You can see here the moving conductor of the length L. You can from the diagram you can see the conductor and the positive and negative charge is going to be placed in the conductor. The conductor is going to be rotated based on the flow of current. Then generator voltage in a loop, a coil in a turn. You can see the diagram. You can see for EMF to be induced, the conductor must cut the flux lines as they move. Otherwise, V into B is going to be 0. So E loop equal to EAB plus EBC plus ECD plus ETA. We have seen in our diagram sinusoidal waveform. You can see here the ABCD is nothing but the position of the conductor, how the conductor is positioned or rotated based on the current flow on the conductor. So BLV plus 0, BLV plus 0 is 2. So that is equal to E loop equal to BLV, 2 BLV. So these are the how the generator voltage is going to be how the conductor are placed while rotating. The magnetic field is current. You can see here the conductor is first it is in a vertical, then it is going to be horizontal, it is going to be horizontal. You can see based on this wave induced voltage is always so already we know that the induced voltage is always in AC. Based on the commutator action, the AC is converted into pulsating DC. So this is the detailed diagram how it is going to be converted. Now we can go for the construction both of DC machine. So real DC machine construction, it consisting of a stator and rotor. You can from the diagram you can see the outer ring is generally called as the stator. The stator with the poles, and the inner ring is generally called as the rotor. Then there is a magnetic field, then there is a brushes present. Based on the brushing action only, we can able to generate the AC, we can generate the so the stator is a stationary part of the machine. The stator is carries a field winding that is used to produce the required magnetic field by DC excitation, often known as the field. Rotor is the rotating part of the machine. The rotor carries a distributed winding and is the winding where the EMF is induced, also known as the armature. Also known as the armature. This is the cross-sectional area of the DC current machine. DC machine construction. You can see the picture shows the stator of the large machine with the several poles. The iron core is supported by cast iron frame. You can see the poles. You can see the poles and the outer ring generally called as the iron frame. Then this is the cross-sectional view of the DC motor. The motor iron core is mounted on the shaft. You can see the rotor. The rotor's iron core is mounted on the shaft. Coils are placed on the slots. The end of the coil is bent and tied together to assure the mechanical strength. Note the commutator mounted on the shaft. It consists of the several copper segments separated by insulation. You can see here all are shown. This is the cross-section view of the DC motor. So from which you can write the equation. E generated EMF in a real DC machine EG equal to ZB by 60 phi n equal to kg phi n equal to ZB 2 pi A phi W equal to k phi y omega. So omega is generally called as a 2 pi f. So where Z is the total number of conductor and P is the total number of pole and A is the poles of the lap winding. A is poles of the lap winding. A equal to 2 A winding. Phi is the flux. Omega is the angular speed angular speed per second, and n is generally called as the speed in RPM, revolution per minute. So DC motor fundamental, F equal to L into Bi, where L is where F is the induced force, B is the flux density, I into B, I is the current passing through the conductor, and L is the length of the conductor. L is a vector of the direction of the L is a vector in the direction of the flow of current. L into B direction indicate the direction of force. L into B is indicate the direction of force. So there is a counter EMF when the motor is running. Initially generated EMF Eg equal to EC opposite applied voltage. Thus Ia equal to Vt minus Ec by Ra, where Vt where Vt is the terminal voltage, Ec is the counter EMF, Ra is the armature resistance, and Ia is the armature current. You can see the equivalent circuit. Ec, you can see the counter EMF along with armature voltage and armature current. Then we can Vt is nothing but the terminal voltage. The relationship between the induced EMF and the torque, E of conductor equal to BLV and T conductor equal to BLIR. Therefore, E equal to BL. So T equal to EI by omega, and that is equal to ZB by 2 pi phi Ia, and T equal to Km phi Ia, where T is the torque. So now that we are going to discuss about the equivalent circuit. The equivalent circuit of the DC motor and the generator has two components, the armature circuit and the field circuit. It can be represented by the voltage source and a resistance connected in series, the armature resistance. The armature winding has a resistance Ra. The field, it represented by the winding that generate the magnetic field and resistance connected in series. The field winding has a resistance Rf. So classification of DC motor. There are different types of DC motor. One is called separately excited and shunt motor. Field and armature windings are either connected separated or in parallel. Then series motor, field and armature windings are connected in series. Common motor has both shunt and series field, so it combines the features of series and shunt motor. So there are three types of the DC motor: separately excited motor and shunt motor, series motor and compound motor. Then shunt motor, the armature and fields are connected in parallel. You can see the armature winding and field winding are connected in parallel. It is a constant speed motor. It is particularly used for constant speed operation. So shunt DC motor by Kirchhoff voltage law around the outer loop. Vt, you can see the equivalent circuit from the right hand side of your slide. Vt minus Ia Ra minus Ec equal to 0. If equal to Vt by Rf. Is equal to Vt by Rf. So Ec equal to kg phi n, but If is directly proportional to the flux. So If equal to m phi Ec. Ec, that is equal to KIFN. So starting of DC shunt motor. At the starting of DC shunt motor, EC equal to 0. So Ia equal to Vt by Ra. To limit Ia, the resistance is inserted in series with the armature, then removed after development of EC. Automatically, once the voltage is developed, automatically the counter EMF is developed, automatically the resistance going to be removed. Then the speed regulation. Speed regulation is the percentage change in the speed from no load to full load as a function of full load speed. So SR equal to NL minus NFL divided by NFL into 100%. So NL no load speed, NFL is full load speed divided by full load speed is equal to 100%. So the power flow and the losses in DC motor, you can see here the input Vt to terminal voltage in current low. So there are I square R loss, copper loss and core loss, both mechanical loss and stray loss, and finally it is going to be a P output. Vt is a terminal voltage, IL is the current. So the final output combination of the input voltage along with the losses. Along with the losses mean there are number of losses present: core loss, copper loss, mechanical loss and stray loss. Finally we will get the output. Then you can go for separately excited DC motor. So you can see here the corresponding diagram of separately excited DC motor. The armature winding supplies the load. The field winding is supplied by a separate DC source whose voltage is variable. It is for good speed control. It is usually for good speed control. You can see here this is the armature, there is a field. The field is given with a voltage source, and the armature consisting of armature resistance and armature current. you can terminal voltage, you can see the field and armature winding of the separately excited DC motor. Then we can go for the series motor. The armature and field windings are connected in series. You can see the armature and field windings are connected in series. It has high starting torque. It has high starting torque. A series of DC motor by Kirchhoff voltage law around the loop, Vt minus Ia, Ra plus Rf minus Ec equal to 0, Ec equal to kg phi n, but Ia is directly proportional to flux, so Ia equal to m phi Ec, so that is equal to KIAN. It's a common motor. Common motor is a combination of series and shunt combination. Series and shunt combination, you can, from the diagram you can easily understand the common motor arrangement. Then speed control of DC motor. Speed can be controlled by varying an armature circuit resistance using an external resistance Ra. If can be varied by external resistance R adjacent in series with Rf to control the flux, hence the speed. The applied voltage of the armature circuit resistance if the motor is separately excited. Torque developed by shunt, so Vt equal to Ec plus Ia Ra, so Vt equal to Km phi omega plus Ia Ra, but Ia equal to T by Km phi, so Vt equal to Km phi omega plus T by K phi Ra, solving the omega equal to Vt by Km phi minus Ra by Km phi square T. So torque developed by the corresponding shunt motor. If Vt and If hence are constant, the speed is directly proportional to the torque. You can see the constant omega and T, no load condition and full load condition, and Vt and If are constant. The speed is directly proportional to the torque. So torque developed by the series motor, you can see here, previous diagram you can see here. In previous diagram you can see the torque is directly linearly varying, but you can see here it is so in series motor the torque is you can see it is a exponential expansion of the torque with the speed. Similarly, if you go for the comparison between between different DC motor, shunt is a constant, the common and series is the exponential waveform, speed with the torque. So comparison of DC motor, shunt motor, constant speed motor, speed regulation is very good, adjustable speed, medium starting torque, starting current is 1.4 into total full load torque. Application centrifugal pump, machine tools, blower fan, reciprocating pumps, etc. Series motor is a variable speed motor which changes the speed drastically from one load condition to another load. It has high starting torque. Application is hoist, electric trains, conveyors, elevators, electric cars, and etc. Then you can go for common motor, the variable speed motor. It has a high starting torque and the no load is controllable unlike in series motor. Application rolling mills, sudden temporary loads, heavy machine tools and punches, etc. So this is about the basic of rotating electrical machine. Thank you.